What's up, Michigan? Welcome to State Champs Extra Point. I'm Lorne Plant. Back with me again is your boy, Scott Burnstein. We are presented by Lawrence Technological University. You know, you can play college football. It's true. LTU has athletic and academic scholarships right now. Check out Twitter. All kinds of guys getting offers. Recruit yourself by going to LTUathletics.com. Hey, we had a good time last week during our annual Halloween shows, but what's really scary is that we are down to the last month of the football season. Where has the time gone?
It's do or die from now on.
Yeah.
This is the best time of the year if you're going for a championship, if you have championship aspirations. We're giving out trophies this weekend.
Yeah.
Rubber hits road, hardware into the trophy case. This weekend, it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. Chilly temps, but nothing like the rain we had last week. All right, well, district championships taking place this weekend, and you are going to be burning on some of the youngsters that are making impacts and will continue to impact their respective teams.
We're going to be talking about the blue chip baby ballers that you need to be looking out for this weekend. Guys that are cutting their teeth in the playoffs, freshmen and sophomores that are going to be breaking out in the 2021 playoffs.
That's right, making a difference.
Yep.
All right, on the companion podcast of Extra Point, we're talking with Brighton head coach Brian Lemons. Now, although the Bulldogs are not in the postseason, Coach puts on his analyst hat for his thoughts. We'll tease what took place in that conversation in just minutes. But first, a recap of some of State Champs coverage from the wet, super soggy opening round of the playoffs. We start in the mid-Michigan area for a D2 matchup between Bay City Western and Midland Dow. Back and forth brouhaha throughout the night. Bay City Western down 23-22, 8 seconds ago. Then, in the monsoon, Elijah Milan, a 35-yard field goal. Warriors win a thriller, 25-23. They're going to play Traverse City Central in the D2 District Final. Next to Division 4, 8-1, Livonia Clarenceville at home taking on the Max Braun champs. 7-2, Madison Heights Lamphere. Trojans led all night by the senior running back Miles Ely. 3 rushing touchdowns. Trojans hold off a late charge by Lamphere and hung on to win 36-28. Detroit Country Day awaits in the district final. Now to D3. One of the top district semi-matchups, regardless of division, was between River Rouge and Harper Woods. Real grass means sloppy conditions. Both teams exchanged touchdowns in the second half, and we were tied at 6 as we headed into overtime. Jalen Holly in at quarterback, in for the score, and converts the deuce. Panthers up 14-6. Later, Harper Woods still fighting, but fails to convert on 4th down. But be careful what you wish for. Now, it's River Rouge and our number 1 team in the state, Detroit King, for a D3 district title. And finally, to Division 1, 7-2 Dearborn Fordson hosting 6-3 Detroit Cass Tech. We move to the 4th. The Tractors even the game at 14. This one would go to OT. Our Mr. Football candidate Antonio Gates Jr. snags his second touchdown reception in the extra frame. Fordson up 7. The Technicians could not answer. Fordson moving on, 21-14 victory. They'll take on Woodhaven for the district crown. Okay, back in studio now, Scott Burnstein. Weather was a factor. It was a crazy first weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when I'm thinking about that Fordson game and I'm thinking about that 1-2 punch of the Big O, Alex Osman, and Antonio Gates Jr., I'm thinking next year in East Lansing, what a treasure you got on your hands.
Right.
You already have a great receiving core. Right. Naylor, Reed, Mosley.
Yeah.
Will just slot in the Antonio Gates Jr. and it's going to be smooth sailing for any quarterback in East Lansing for the foreseeable future.
It is nice.
I love what I'm seeing from Fordson. Night to Cass Tech. First year without Thomas Wiltshire. They're not getting out of the first round of the playoffs. A lot of talent coming back next year, though. Yeah. I'm sure they'll have another Banner 22 campaign. But Mr. Ely over at Clarenceville, let's call him Easy E.
Yeah.
He was moving and grooving, 3 touchdowns. And then that River Rouge Harper Woods game, everything that you would want in a first round clash of the Titans. Yeah. 2 teams that, easily could make a play. Whoever gets out of that game can easily try to make a play to Ford Field for a state title. And, River Rouge goes on, Harper Woods calls it a season, but Rod Oden has that program really trending in the right direction. I see really positive things for Harper Woods heading into the future.
real grass was really tough in conditions like that.
Well, I mean, it just didn't stop raining the whole day.
Yeah.
And it was kind of made for these muddy, gritty, low-scoring. A bunch of games went into overtime.
Yeah. But let's face it, most of the time there's turf field, where we're at, which at least allows better footing, allows a better game.
That's, some of it's the beauty of the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's survive in advance.
True.
It's dealing with the conditions. It's dealing with Mother Nature. And if you have the intestinal fortitude to jump over those hurdles, then, you're building momentum heading towards your ultimate goal, which is Ford Field.
Extra Point is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Officials are needed. Become an official. Go to MHSAA.com for details. Help wanted, just whistle. I also invite you to listen to the Extra Point Companion audio podcast wherever you get your podcasts. As partners with the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association, we love talking football, especially playoffs, with coaches. Brighton head coach Brian Lemons is not in the postseason, but has lots of thoughts on things, and here's some of that conversation. Coach, the first question I actually have for you is I'd like you to start with your thoughts on the playoff point system and how well it worked or not in your eyes.
Well, I bet you could probably get a lot of different answers if you went through and surveyed all the coaches.
Right.
It's interesting to see how it has impacted different divisions, and seeing teams getting in with a losing record and how that kind of comes across to some of the other coaches. I'm looking forward to our Coaches Association meetings in the winter to really, get a feel for what everyone's thinking. Everyone's put some opinions together on this one. What's it going to be like the second time we go through it? It might be too soon to say.
Our podcast platform of choice is Spreaker.com. Just search State Champ Sports. The Extra Point Michigan podcast is there, as well as our football podcast covering Indiana and Ohio. We also love Hungry Howie's for not only sponsoring the Mr. Football and the AML Award, but also for sponsoring Extra Points. Scott, it takes a complete effort to be successful in the postseason, and I understand you're burning on some of the underclassmen that are not only contributing, but making a difference.
Yeah, we got some dynamic diaper dandies in the mix this weekend that you need to know about. Okay. Let's start with Bryce Underwood, the future 5-star quarterback for Belleville. The Phenom's Phenom has lived up to all the hype, has exceeded expectations, just throws such a nice ball. It's so soft. He's dropping velvety sugar dimes all over the field. Let's see if, as a freshman, he can take this team to Ford Field for the first time ever.
Wow.
It should be interesting to see if that plays out. Going to this weekend's district championship between Novi, Detroit Catholic Central, and West Bloomfield, you're going to have a lot of young guns on the field, guys that will be playing at the next level come 3-4 years from now and playing on a big stage. These guys are Power 5 recruits. We'll start with Catholic Central, Caden Strayhorn, a terror in the trenches, already getting talks about being a 4 or 5-star recruit, already has an Alabama offer. He's looked really good his freshman year, plays way above his age.
Right.
Move over to the West Bloomfield side of the ball. You got a trifecta of sophomores that you need to be thinking about, and if you're an opposing coach, you need to be worried about. Start with Raquez Nance, their quarterback, Ricky Nance. I call him Ric Flair. Got a lot of woo factor, baby.
Right.
He is dripping with finesse, coming to his own. He is the OAA's own version of Kyler Murray. He does everything. Ran for $140, threw for $120, 3 touchdowns in his first playoff start. Looking just as good as can be under center for those L-boys. In the backfield, you got Kenny Jones, really starting to feel his way into the varsity level, playing behind Dylan Tatum, the All-American. Right. Kenny already has a Michigan State offer, ran for his first playoff touchdown last weekend, 7 touches, 75 yards, and a trip into the house. And then over on the defensive side of the ball, Jameer Benjamin, another sophomore that already has Big Ten recruits. He's a sticky cover corner. Expect some big plays for him down the stretch out of the secondary. Move over to River Rouge. Nick Marsh, the MHSAA's own version of Megatron. This kid is a big play specialist at the wide receiver position, a big reason that I think River Rouge has a chance to return to Ford Field. We're looking at guys like Shamar Hurd from Chippewa Valley, elite speed. Anytime this kid touches the ball, he's got a chance to hit pay dirt and go to the house. Zave Bowman over at Brother Rice. Xavier Bowman, they call him Zavi. He's the X factor, wide receiver. He's slippery. He can go underneath. He can go deep. He's having a really good year. Over at Rochester Adams, Tate Pico, the baby brother of Parker Pico, the quarterback who's committed to play baseball at Alabama, but is having an amazing year under center for the Highlanders. He's got a baby bro that's just as electrifying as Big Bro, whether he's in the secondary or he's catching the ball as a wide receiver or he's returning kicks. So just a lot of really special young pups that are going to be graduating into rabid dogs looking to chew on bones that are trophies and championships. Just it's exciting, and when you see these young kids really breaking out and experiencing what the playoffs are like and what it means in crunch time, because there's the regular season where you can be an underclassman and you could sense that you're getting the varsity experience, but when the playoffs start, it's a whole new ball game, it's a whole new season, and these kids are primed.
Absolutely. It's a district finals weekend. Time for a preview of some of what you'll see across the State Champs Network this weekend. Chippewa Valley at Sterling Heights Stevenson, Division I rematch of a Week 6 matchup in which Stevenson won 36-32. Downriver, Allen Park at Carlson, Division III rematch of a Week 3 game where Allen Park scored 28 second-half points to win 42-14. River Rouge and our number 1 team in the state, Detroit King, for a D3 district title. Orchard Lake St. Mary's at Brother Rice, Division III. Brother Rice won 43-25 in their first meeting a month ago. Back to Division I, Detroit Catholic Central at West Bloomfield. Last time these teams met, 2018 playoffs, West Bloomfield won 20-17 in OT. And one more from Division I, Granville at Rockford. Rockford won a shootout, 53-46 in Week 4. That should be a good one. And Scott, there are a lot of scintillating matchups for District Hardwood.
We got a hot plate of great football on the slate. And just talking about those games, get my juices flowing, get me excited, get me ready. It's only Wednesday. I can't wait till Friday and Saturday. West Bloomfield and Catholic Central is just going to be a war. And I would not be shocked if the winner of that game goes on to win the Division I state championship. Out of the Rockford-Granville game, let's give a shout out to Zach Ahern, the quarterback, the fearless field general who was in our Mr. Football Award, am I right?
Yes.
And just committed to Ferris State.
That's right. He's a leading vote getter in Mr. Football.
Zach Ahern, another kid that really broke out in the playoffs last year as a junior.
Sure.
Really came into his own, had a great postseason run. There's just a ton of really, really intriguing games. Contrasting styles make for the best type of matchups. Yeah. You got a lot of them on the schedule this weekend, and I'm just chomping at the bit to get out there and cover.
All right. Hey, I encourage you, speaking of Mr. Football, to vote in the Mr. Football and Anvil races at StateChampsNetwork.com. And good luck to all the teams competing this weekend. For Scott, I'm Lorne, and we'll see you. State Champs Extra Point, presented by Lawrence Technological University and Lawrence Tech Athletics. For everything LTU, visit ltu.edu. You can recruit yourself to any of Lawrence Tech's collegiate athletic teams by visiting ltuathletics.com. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. And Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.